Hello and welcome to this week's episode of MT Squared, Minerva's 2-minute tactics for your procurement, where this week you find me in a little bit of a bad mood. Something's happened that's not made me very happy, and it's actually the thought behind today's tactic. When you're considering your procurement processes, how do you think about the number of bidders that you invite to your tender? So in some instances, if you're running an OJU tender, for example, and it's a two-stage process, you don't get any choice about the number that bid on the first stage, but you do get a choice about how many are shortlisted to the second stage. Similarly, if you're running a sort of below threshold or a non-OJU process, then you can choose who you invite into the process, not just who it is, but also the number of bidders. So I know there's the song, isn't there, 3 is the magic number, but in this instance I think 5 is probably the magic number when it comes to the number of invitees, just mainly because 5 is a manageable number. So if you're doing things like site visits, it's a manageable number to show round the site. It's also a manageable number to evaluate the bids when they're received in. And on the flip side of that, you've got to also consider that bidders will look at how many people they're competing against and maybe what their chances are of winning that piece of business. Clearly, if there's, somebody mentioned to me yesterday, they went to a site visit and there were 26 bidders walking around the site, all of whom were going to be assessed. Not only is that a massive job for whoever's evaluating those bids, but most of them apparently were walking around shaking their heads thinking they didn't want to be involved because there were simply too many. So there is an optimum number. The other reason it's worth considering, and the thing that's put me in a bit of a bad mood, is that occasionally you will get bidders that will drop out of the process, part way through. And in this instance, my frustration is because they've dropped out the day before the site visit, and so really it's not given us any opportunity to actually replace them with another bidder. And that also means that the academy is left with only 4 bidders at this stage and not 5. It's not a massive problem, but it's another reason to pick 5 bidders, because if you do get 1 or 2 drop out, you're still left with 3, which is, funnily enough, the magic number. So hopefully that's a useful tactic. Until next time, soldier on!